Well, good morning, everybody. This is Martin Tyner with the Southwest Wildlife Foundation. My beautiful wife, Susan.
Hello.
And I don't think you can see Cody, but he's right here. I don't know if there's Cody. And of course, we have
He's got his head in my lap.
we have Helen with us as well. We want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And Helen is one of our wildlife ambassadors. She is a female peregrine falcon. This particular little gal, the reason she's a wildlife ambassador, not one of my falconry birds, is she's mostly blind, and so she can't see well enough to be allowed to fly and to hunt. So she's one of the animals that we travel with, going to schools and different programs to let everybody learn about these beautiful, beautiful animals. And today we're going to do a box opening. And so, Susan, that's your cue.
Okay.
You want to read
Yes.
the Rodent Pros?
Yeah. Yes, we want to say thank you. We've had several people send us Rodent Pro gift certificates. Thank you, Ray Groves, David Hoptman, Cheryl Davis, Curtis Payton. Thank you very much. And if I've missed others, I apologize, but thank you.
Now, these are actually Rodent Pro gift certificates where people go online and basically donate a specific amount of money to Rodent Pro. And this is where we get our frozen rats, mice, and quail to help us feed these animals. And so we're always excited to get a Rodent Pro gift certificate to help us feed all of the injured animals that we care for. And
they can donate $10 or $100.
Susan's opening packages. Yes, and Helen's being active.
Boundary. I'm not sure. Security light.
That's a security light. It's solar.
And this says to Martin Tyner from Teresa. A lot of times it's hard to put gift cards in the packages. Teresa got smart, and now when she says ship to, it's shipped to Martin Tyner from Teresa. So then we know who it's from. If anybody else wants to do that and has a hard time with the gift cards.
Well, thank you very much, Teresa.
There's something else in here. Mm-hmm. Another motion glow.
Oh, so it's a thinner.
A little light.
Motion activated light. So thank you.
Thank you. A little light bar, a little tiny one. Thank you very much. Those are very handy.
Yeah, we have been putting these all over our rehab facilities outside. So when we walk out and it's dark, and as we approach the chambers, those light up the area for us so that we can see the animals and get in and out of the chambers without much hassle.
It's hoping something. Is it hoping for you? Here is a safety flare. So some emergency stuff to have in the car.
Oh, wonderful. We will put that in the Subaru.
And it looks like a second one. Cody's got his nose in the package.
He's looking for his.
These
present.
are 3-packs. Each of these are 3-packs. So it's like having 6 emergency flares for the vehicle. So that way, if you had to stop or something, you could put those out.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Who's it from?
These are from Teresa also.
From Teresa also. Thank you, Teresa. That's
Martin
wonderful.
From Teresa, so that way we know who it is, since gifts are sometimes hard to put notes in.
One of our most recent videos is like 11 o'clock at night, down on Main Street in Cedar City, an owl was hit by a car. And I was called in, and I had to run in the dark with traffic coming on to scoop up the owl and put it off the road before it got hit again. Those would be a lifesaver to be able to throw out, to let people know that we're stopped and we're actually out rescuing. So thank you, Teresa. That's wonderful.
Okay, this one actually has a note in it. It says, "Enjoy your gift from Joanne." And it looks like these are more of our disposable gloves. Thank you very much,
Joanne. Thank you.
And Joanne sent us the under pad liners, which are actually quite big. We've opened them, and they fill up a large kennel very nicely for transport. So thank you, Joanne.
Thank you so very, very much.
So, Martin, we got a comment about that from G-Man. Says, "Love your channel." Excuse me. Enjoyed your flash of speed.
Oh, when an animal's life is in danger, you just you don't necessarily think about any hazards. You just run like mad to get out there and get the animal picked up so it doesn't get injured further.
And this one I know is from Donna.
It's from Donna.
She has emailed and called and talked to us.
Okay, wait a minute. Helen, you can't tell Scout. You can't tell Scout. This is Scout's Christmas present. So you have to, Mom. She can't say anything.
She can't see it anyway, Martin.
Well, she can't see it, but she'll hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically,
I'll put it on.
You'll try it on for me.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Anyways, Scout, his glove is wearing out, and Donna has purchased a brand new glove for Scout.
Beautiful
as a Christmas present for him.
Look how soft and thick it is.
Oh, I know, that's wonderful. See, that's elk skin. That's wonderful. So this is going to be Scout's brand new glove, and Donna also got a glove for Belle as well, and so we're saving both those for their Christmas presents for this Christmas. So thank you, Donna. That is so kind of you. We really appreciate it.
And more thank yous. We got a donation from Debbie.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. That's wonderful. A super chat donation of $4.99. So thank you so very, very much.
Every little bit helps.
Absolutely. Getting a lot of Thanksgiving greetings on your comments here.
I'm going to pull these out.
Well, again, everybody, that's kind of what better way to celebrate Thanksgiving than to thank everyone for being so kind and generous to us.
TS reminds Helen, Mom is the word.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Mom's the word, sweetie. You cannot tell Belle or Scout, because you know the secret.
And greetings from, is it Kaida, Katie? Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Susan and Martin and family, and to Belle.
Oh, thank you so very, very much.
And sanitizing wipes,
we need that
keeping
so
your
much.
vehicle.
Yes.
Thank you. 2 containers.
2 containers. There's a note in there, I think.
Yep.
No, there's not.
There's a note right here. Let me see if I can read it. Oh, this is from Joanne also. Thank you so much, Joanne. Hand sanitizing wipes and more gloves. Of these good heavy-duty cleaning gloves. Great for restrooms and any other dirty jobs.
Cody, you're being a pest. This is one of Cody's favorite toys right now. He is destroying it, but he just thinks that's tremendous.
Yeah, somebody gave that to us on the last box opening. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a big bag. Do I have to lift it up?
No, you can just say what it is.
It's a big bag of birdseed.
Wild birdseed. Okay.
Yep, big bag of birdseed. Oh, wait, there might be a note in here.
You can find a note. That'd be great. Oh, we do have notes. Super.
Nope.
No.
Also, if anybody's got questions about Helen or for Martin, please feel free to ask them in the comments.
Thank you, anyways, whoever sent it. It's great.
Yeah, thank you so much for the wild bird mix. That's wonderful, and it helps keep all of our migrants that are coming through the area right now fed as they travel south. So,
there is a little knife up here, a little tear thing here. So I don't have to cut all the insulation out of this package.
Oh, we got a donation and comment from Alex. Says, lemon character moving his head from left to right with his mouth wide open and red hearts in his eyes. Okay, I don't get what that means. Is that like I think that's describing the emoticon or something, maybe. I'm not sure. But thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex.
It's a sticker. Yeah, it's a sticker, but it doesn't show up in the eCam thing, so it describes it. So he's sending you a happy face, basically.
Oh well, thank you so much. Some more.
Another donation.
That's everything now.
Thank you for your love for God's creatures, from NJ.
Well, thank you, NJ, and yeah, they're pretty special. We I've dedicated over 50 years to caring for them, so they really mean an awful lot to us. And do we open everything soon?
Yep, that's everything. Okay. I'm just putting them back in this box here.
Thank you for everything, guys. And Helen she hasn't gone up because she's one of our wildlife ambassadors. She spends a lot of time in the house with us on a perch, and so when the weather gets nice, we put her outside out her chamber so she can weather. And she's used to going out into the chamber, so she's just kind of coaxing to go out and take her bath and have her breakfast. But she can hang on for just a few more minutes. But it's Thanksgiving, and we are so very grateful. And I remember as a child, sitting around the Thanksgiving table with all my aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents and all those kinds of things. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, that's certainly not something that is advisable to do right now. So it's going to be a very quiet Thanksgiving with us. But we would always be asked, for everybody to say what they're thankful for. And I think my go-to answer as a small child was it's only a month till Christmas. That's what I was thankful for. Christmas is almost here, but especially this year, I've thought about it a lot more, about the things that I'm thankful for. This has been probably the worst year that I can imagine. The worldwide pandemic. On a personal note, a very dear friend of our family died from COVID-19. This person was the person that introduced Susan and I, and this person and his wife were the reason that we moved to Cedar City, Utah, and we lost him, and that really made me very, very sad of that. And so it's been a hard year for all of us. There's just been a lot of stress, and we're trying to understand. And
on a happy note, we just got a donation and good wishes from AP here.
Oh, well, thank you, AP. I appreciate that.
So can we ask for the story time thing?
The story time thing.
The story time? Remember the story I keep bugging you about? Remember you said in a video once about how an owl made you get a bunch of stitches?
Sure. Let me finish my little thing, and we'll get right to that. Okay. We'll do that. But go
if you want to. Remember, let's bring them all down now.
Oh no, it's all positive.
All right.
All positive. It's
what you're thankful for.
What I'm thankful for is, as hard as this year has been for all of us. It really drove home the point how grateful I am for my beautiful wife, Susan, and how grateful I am for my children. My son is a police officer up in Wyoming. My daughter is a nurse here at the hospital, and they're my heroes. My son served in Iraq, and he is courageous. And we love him to death, and our grandchildren are so wonderful. We've got 6 grandchildren, and the bad is we've got the coronavirus, but the good news is we got a new grandbaby. Our new grandson was born about a month ago,
October 13th.
October 13th, and he is doing wonderful.
Hi,
I am so grateful. He was a few weeks premature, emergency cesarean, had to be life flighted up to a hospital that could care for him. I am so grateful for the.
I don't have any violin music queued up, so can we go back to wildlife stuff?
I will get there in a minute.
I'm already bored. I don't know about everybody else, so.
Just a little long-winded.
Yes, but I'm so grateful for the doctors and the nurses, the first responders out there that have done so much for us. Our little grandson's doing well. He's home, and we're so excited about that. And so just there's so much to be grateful for.
And here's another thing to be grateful for. We got another donation. This one from Karsten. It says, thank you for teaching me so much about the Utah area, its history, and of course the lovely birds as well. Kind regards from Europe.
Well, thank you, Karsten. And please forgive me. The computer's set at the exact right distance that it's blurry, so I can't see things very well, even with my glasses on. Yeah, it had to be far enough. But anyway, you wanted me to tell us a silly story.
Something fun.
Something fun. Well, I've been doing this, like I said, for over 50 years. And when I lived back in California, I was a counselor at a Boy Scout summer camp. And at the Boy Scout summer camp, I kind of ran their nature merit badges and those kinds of things. I got a message from a farmer that had a turkey ranch that was about a mile from the Boy Scout camp, and he was having real issues with a great horned owl that would come in the evenings and go after his baby turkeys, and he wanted to shoot it, and he was all upset. And I says, "Let me see if I could catch it and relocate it." And so that evening, I went out and I set out a trap to catch the owl, and watched very carefully when the owl showed up. And I was there for a few hours, and it was now probably 10 o'clock at night, getting quite late. And the owl came down to the trap, and we caught it. And I really didn't plan very well. In fact, to be honest with you, didn't even think we'd catch the owl. And so I didn't have gloves. I didn't have I didn't have a net or anything to handle the owl with.
Were you a teenager?
I was a teenager. I was only about
Typical.
16 years old, 17 years old at this time. And so basically we catch the owl, and I ran over, and I grabbed the owl, and I get, like I said, no gloves and nothing to protect myself. And so I pick up the owl and get him out of the trap and start walking back to the Boy Scout summer camp, so that the next day I could take the owl further away and release it. And the owl, I lost grip on the owl. And I lost grip, and the owl spun around, and I re-grabbed the owl's wings and shoulder, but the owl was facing me this way. And the owl grabbed me with its razor-sharp talons right here in the chest. And so it bound into my chest, and I pulled it away, and it basically cut, because they're razor blades. It literally cut across my chest here. And so I didn't really think a whole lot of it. And I finished walking back to the camp in the dark, and I was exhausted. I put the owl in a cage so it was safe, and crawled in my sleeping bag at the Boy Scout summer camp. And the next morning, my bunkmate, the guy that was sharing the same tent with me, he woke me up and he says, what happened? What happened? There's blood everywhere. And I kind of looked down, and I saw that I had several long cuts across my chest from the talons of that owl, and had bled horribly. And so they rushed me to the emergency room, and I ended up getting 50 stitches across my chest for that. It's just, when you're working with wild animals, these are wild animals, and they are dangerous. I always make sure when I go do a rescue that I've got the equipment in the car ready to go. So I don't do that.
You're not a brain dead teenager
No,
anymore?
I'm not a brain dead teenager anymore. I've got a little more common sense. So that's the story of the probably the worst injury that I've ever received from a bird of prey was a great horned owl.
We've got a question from Alec. He said, "Is there any way we can help wild animals settle in their natural habitat?"
There are a variety of things you can do, and it depends on what kind of animal. If you work with your local fish and game, they have lots of projects, whether it's putting in guzzlers. Guzzlers basically collect rainwater to make kind of an artificial spring, so that they can put water in places that don't have water, and that's good for lots and lots of different kinds of animals. There are lots of projects where they go through and trim out brush and debris and those kinds of things. They always need volunteers for that kind of stuff. So to get the forest clearer, so that if it's so overgrown with undergrowth, it's an unhealthy forest. The animals need to be able to move through, and that also is a fire hazard. There, like I said, there's a ton of projects out there. I highly recommend everybody that if you have a place, build a barn owl's nest box and put it up around your neighborhood. Kestrel nest boxes as well. Put them around your neighborhood. Things like milkweed, plant milkweed around your home, and that helps the monarch butterflies on their migration. And of course, lots and lots of nectar type flowers for the hummingbirds as they come through. Bird feeders, we go through tons and tons of wild bird mix because of all the migrating birds that come through our park. And so that's a great way to give them a good meal as they're migrating through. I love bat boxes to help bats have a place to sleep at night, and they eat a ton of mosquitoes. So yeah, there are all sorts of great projects. Your local Fish and Game, I'm sure, has a list of community projects that you can participate in your area. So that's a really neat way to do it.
Here we got a comment from N.A. Susie. She says, "Boo to Web Geek. Not boring, Martin."
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I just really wanted to make sure that everybody knew how much we truly are grateful for you guys. Every one of you out there that helps us, that watches our videos, that supports our project. You guys are family, and today is a family day, and that's kind of one of the reasons we really wanted to spend a little time here at Thanksgiving visiting with you guys and thanking you personally for your kindness and generosity to help us take care of the critters.
Okay, comment from Jay Smart Guy. "Hi, Martin. How are you doing today? Happy Thanksgiving."
Well, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Okay, we got any more questions? We got a lot of comments, a whole lot of happy Thanksgivings.
Oh, well, thank you, guys. That really, like I said, it does mean a world to us to have. Our family is not just here in Cedar City, Utah. I consider all of you all around the world. From Australia to Japan to Europe to Canada, Mexico, and South America. Oh my goodness sakes, you guys are, we're all kin, we're all family, and so this is a great day to be grateful and say thank you to all of you for what you've done for us.
Can I say what I am so thankful for?
Sure, Susan wants to say what she's thankful for.
I am so thankful. I met Martin, and that he fell in love with me. I certainly fell in love with him, and he's been an amazing best friend and husband. Thank you. And for my children and my grandchildren, I think we've been very, very blessed.
We have.
And all the gals and one guy that I work with at the shop, there's all of the employees at the shop, a family, and I'm just so grateful.
So we have a question from TS who asked, "Did you cook a turkey?"
Did we cook a turkey?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. It is ready to go in the oven. Like I said, my daughter and her family are coming over here, and we'll have a group of about 7 instead of the group of 30, 40, 50 like we like to. But we'll have just my daughter, and her grandchildren, and her children and husband here. And so we have to wait. See, my daughter, like I said, is at the hospital. She's on call, and so we have to wait to find out if she has to go in, if there's if they've overloaded with accidents or corona cases or those kinds of things.
Or new babies.
Yeah. So anyway, we're just when she says it's a go, and that she and her family can come over, we throw the turkey in the oven and start cooking.
Okay, Frankie asks, "What kind is that falcon?"
Helen is an Anatum peregrine falcon. This is the endangered species that you've heard so much about over the years. during the late 1960s, there was only thought to be about 4 dozen pairs of autumn peregrines left in North America. And so falconers such as myself, we brought all of our peregrine falcons together, created a breeding project. We have raised tens of thousands of them, returned them back to the wild, and now the peregrine falcon is off the endangered species list. And so she is one of these beautiful autumn peregrines. She is a southern Utah autumn. In different parts of the country, they have slightly different colorations, but so this is a Utah autumn peregrine, and very, we're sad that her vision is so poor, but she is such a sweetheart, and she's such a tremendous wildlife ambassador.
Elsie asks, how long does the falcon live for?
If all goes well.
Uh-oh, looks like we've got there we go.
There we're there.
You're okay.
We're back again.
Yep.
Just froze for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. If all goes well, in the wild, 7 to 10 years is about average for a peregrine falcon. In captivity, we can pretty much double that, 15 to 20 years. My last Harris hawk, which has about the same life expectancy, lived 29 years. And so if cared for properly, we can double, even triple their life expectancy in captivity than they would normally have in the wild.
Okay, Andre comments, I hope you will have a great Thanksgiving also. Will you share the turkey with your pet? He's flapping his wings for some already.
Well, he does, or she doesn't like cooked food, and it's not good for her. And so her Thanksgiving, she is going to get 2 Coturnix quail, and Coturnix quail is the quail that you buy at the grocery store. Other than when we buy them, they're not butchered. They have all the fur, all the feathers, all the guts, and everything. They're just a whole quail, and so that's actually one of her very favorite meals. And so she'll get her Thanksgiving of quail instead of turkey.
And we've got a comment from Dory, who said, "Oops, I just put the wrong one there. Sorry." I can't wait until I get to use my beautiful calendar. Thanks again.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. We have calendars that we send out to a lot of our donors. So if you need a calendar and you haven't received one from us, please send us an email. Let us know. And also for those that are bored and would like something really nice to do around the holiday season, my book Healer of Angels is a great family read, and it's stories of wildlife rescue and the wisdom of grandparents. And especially on a day like today, I put in my book something very special to me, and it's my grandmother's oatmeal chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's something that for special occasions we make my grandmother's oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And there's nothing in the world that makes me feel better than her cookies.
Okay, comment from Andre says, I'm new here. How long have you been saving animals?
I have been rescuing sick, injured, and orphaned wildlife for more than 50 years. So I got a little time in. And we average between 100 and 200 wildlife rescues every year.
Okay, Corrupt asks, what's the shortest time it took you to capture a bird and release it to the wild?
Okay. A matter of seconds. My wife and I, we have a dog grooming shop, and we had a pet store there as well. And this is several years ago that I had just backed my pickup truck up to the door of the shop to unload merchandise from a trip that I made to the suppliers to pick up things for the pet store. And I had I had just taken everything out of the back of the pickup truck. And so I had the tailgate open and the camper shell open. The tailgate it was down as well. And I was just going to go and close that up. And I heard a sound in the parking lot. And I saw this beautiful little Merlin falcon had just caught a sparrow. And so he's just caught the sparrow. And I was just standing there, very quietly admiring this beautiful little falcon. And it's, what a wonderful wildlife experience to see these guys in the wild just right there in town. And the little Merlin Falcon started to fly, and it flew and headed to the south toward the buildings of the shopping center, and it hit the window at the shopping center. And I'm going, oh no, the poor thing, because it's carrying the sparrow, and that's a lot of weight for a little Merlin Falcon to carry. Well, it hit the window, and I was just going to walk over to see if I could help it, and then the little falcon took off flying east, and my shop was the set of stores on the east side of the shopping center, and it started to fly east, and then it turned and flew right at me, and because I was standing right there by the truck, it's flying right at me, and it turned and went in the back of my pickup truck. And so I closed up the tailgate and the camper shell, and I crawled inside, and I picked up the poor little thing, which was still holding its sparrow. And I says, "We got to get you out of town, you poor little thing." And so I got in the pickup truck, and I drove the little guy south of town and released it back to the wild, so that it wouldn't have any buildings and windows to run into. So yeah, that was about the fastest, just a matter of seconds.
Got a question from S. Shen. Says, how did your falcon suffer vision loss?
It's genetic. It was born this way. Just like people, all of us have our own genetic benefits and disadvantages as well. And so this particular falcon was born with a genetic abnormality that it's not blind, but it's just very, very bad vision. And so if there's anything more than 6 feet away, she can't see it. If it's less than 6 feet, so she can feed herself and she can get up on a perch, but we can't let her fly across the chamber because she can't see the wall. Not only does he have that little genetic problem, but if you look carefully here, I'll try to turn so you can, I don't know if you can see it very well. Right here, you can see on her wing, right. Okay, put your wings down, sweetie. You can see on her wing. Let me turn it this way. There we go. You can see this feather that's out of place, and it is. It's just out of place. That's a little genetic abnormality that this feather does not line up like it's supposed to. And then it's a little hard for you to see. I don't know if I can turn it around so you can see it or not.
Way.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this on her talon right here. Instead of turning down like all the rest of them, this talon turns upward. And so the talon is absolutely worthless because it doesn't grip, it goes up. And so it can't use that talon to grab anything. So she's kind of a little bit of a genetic mess. So she would,
Poor Helen.
yeah, she is so
Helen.
sweet. She would never, ever survive in the wild. And the breeder that called me on the phone and says, I've got this, an autumn peregrine falcon, and she's got a real bad vision problem. And, do you need another falcon for your wildlife programs? And I says, well, honestly, I really don't. I had 2 other falcons at the time. And he says, well, okay. Well, nobody wants her, and there's nothing we can do with her. I guess we'll just have to euthanize her. And he says, bring her over. And so he brought her over to us, and she's a pretty little girl. She's very, very sweet. And so she's a permanent member of the Wildlife Foundation to help educate people about peregrine falcons. Yes, you are.
And do you think that all the support you've received, do you think all the support you've received has helped in that decision to care for another bird?
Well, of course. The more money that we have available to us, in fact, right now we're working on hopefully breaking ground for a 50 by 100 foot eagle flight chamber this spring. But the more money that we're able to raise, then the more animals that we can have at the nature park and have for our educational programs. And so, to be honest with you, my sweet wife knows I would, we could be bankrupt, dead broke, with not 2 nickels to our names, and we're still going to take care of the critters. But it is so helpful to have everybody kind of helping us out a little bit. And the donations today are wonderful. I'm so grateful to you guys. Just imagine every dollar represents a frozen mouse that we thaw out to feed the animals. And she eats about 4 mice a day. So that's about $4 a day.
Okay, we have a question from Scottish who says, "Is there any bird you'd love to see in person but haven't had the chance yet?"
There are a lot of birds that I haven't seen in person. I was very fortunate. I worked for a big zoological park for many years. I worked for Busch Gardens. I did some work for the Los Angeles Zoo, and this is back in California. And so I've had the opportunity to not only see but handle some magnificent, the largest eagle in the world, a harpy eagle, and I got to work with 4 of those. There are some spectacular hawk eagles that I've never had an opportunity to see from both South America and Africa that would be stunning to, with what my beautiful wife Susan and I do. We don't have vacations. We don't go anywhere. I've always wanted to go to Asia and go to China and go to South America and go to Africa and see some of the wildlife and take my camera, but that's just not possible, because if I'm not here caring for the critters, then there's nobody here caring for the
Did you
critters.
get a toy?
Did you get your toy?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
get it, Cody.
Cody's
Toy box.
his toy box is right behind us,
Yeah, he just pulled this out of the toy box.
and his alligator.
So we have a question from Google Peace. "Thank you and happy Thanksgiving. How did you get your bird to autograph your book? I bought Healer of Angels last night."
The way we got my Eagle Scout to autograph the book. Now, in fact, you want to walk around and grab a copy of it? You just walk around the computer. Anyway, the way Scout autographed the book is that I put a little bit of food coloring on the bottom of his foot, and let him walk around on some paper. And then I picked the very, very best footprint, and we had a rubber stamp made of it. So I wouldn't torture my poor eagle to force him to put his foot on each and every book, but you can show them, Sue. But that, yeah, hold up, there you go. But that is Scout's footprint. And so when you buy a copy of the book from us, now if you get it at Barnes & Noble and Amazon, you don't get an autographed copy. But if you buy the copy right directly off our website, we will send you a copy that is autographed by Scout, and Susan and I signed the book as well.
Well, we're about 45 minutes in. Do you want to send your conclusions or take some more questions, or what would you like to do?
Well, if there's more questions, I'm happy to answer questions. That's what we do, is try to educate.
Okay, here's a question from Dory. "Have you ever captured any exotic birds that were maybe once pets?"
Oh yeah. Back in California when I worked at Busch Gardens, they had lots and lots of parrots flying around the San Fernando Valley, and there's several times that I was called out to catch a macaw or a cockatoo or an Amazon parrot or something along those lines. Rescuing peacocks, because Busch Gardens, Los Angeles, in the Van Nuys area, was right next to the freeway at the 405. And every once in a while, a peacock from the park would get up on the freeway and block traffic on the freeway. And of course, I'd be called out to go catch the peacock and get it off the freeway. And even here, I've certainly have rescued small pet birds like cockatiels and parakeets and those kinds of things that people have lost. And here in southern Utah, everybody knows that I'm the guy that rescues critters, and so even if it's a pigeon, I'll get a phone call if something needs help. We try to limit the domestic stuff as much as we can. A couple of nights ago, knock on the door. Susan and I had just gotten in bed, and knock on the door, and we get up and get dressed and go to the door, and here's this nice gal that. Basically, there was this little Shih Tzu dog that was walking down the street. It was very old. It was deaf. It was blind. And she didn't know what to do with it. But, we're the guys that take care of the critters. And so we took the little Shih Tzu dog in, and took care of it, made sure that it was fed, and gave it a nice warm place to sleep for the night here in the house. And the next day we called our local animal shelter, and the person from the animal shelter came out and says, "Oh yeah, they know whose dog that is." So hopefully the dog is back with its owner. So we, you know.
Well, then last night we have lots of feral cats that run around the grooming shop and around different people's neighborhoods. And in the last couple of years, we've trapped more than a dozen feral kittens and tamed them and found them homes. Of course, some of my employees are keeping some of those kittens, but we're finding homes for others too. And it's like, no, we don't need to do that. But Tori just found 4 more.
Yeah, she just trapped 4 more kittens.
Brought up to the grooming shop so that we can tame them down and make them nice pets for somebody.
We just got a donation from Dana, and later she also said a big old thank you.
Well, thank you, Dana. That's so very sweet of you. And like I said, all of these donations, it just means the world to us. We're not a big, international conglomerate. We're just a small group of volunteers that rescue critters and try to educate people. So we're so grateful. Thank you.
And we've got a hello from Leo. How's Belle? Nice to see you again.
Hey, Leo. Belle is just fine. She is, we're going out a few days a week and letting her get out and exercise and chase rabbits. And she's been helping to stock our freezer with frozen jackrabbits for the injured eagles and stuff that we care for. So Belle's wonderful. And
more thanks going out. Judy just donated.
Oh, thank you, Judy. That is so sweet of you. That means so much. Like I said, we're so grateful.
And here's a big question from Farmer Brown, who asks, how many birds have you rescued in your 50-plus years of doing what you do?
I don't have that many fingers on my hand. I can't count that high. It's in the many thousands. So yeah, we do have to keep a federal log on the migratory birds that come in, and so every year, just figure on average between 100 200 a year for more than 50 years. That gives you a rough idea.
Okay, Scottish has a question here. Are there any injured birds you've dealt with that were particularly unique or memorable?
Oh yeah, every once in a while we get something really, really unusual that, we've got the bald eagle that we have in right now is a white-bellied bald eagle, where instead of being all brown as a juvenile, because bald eagles, they're brown as a juvenile, they look like a golden eagle, and then their body feathers turn black and their head gets white and their tail gets white when they're 5 years old as an adult. Well, this one is mostly white, really an unusual color. I've had some odd migrants come in. A couple of years ago, I rescued a broad-winged hawk, not native to Utah, not generally found in the western United States. You'll find them, you'll find them in Texas, and that's about as close to Utah as they get. And so, what this broad-winged hawk obviously got lost on his migration, just ended up here in southern Utah. I've rescued 2 or 3 red-shouldered hawks. Now those are a coastal bird of prey, and a coastal woodlands hawk. And I'm not sure what part of Utah's coastal woodlands, since I've never seen that. But we sure have rescued 2 or 3 of those. White pelicans on their migration from the Gulf of Mexico, up to the Great Salt Lake. I've rescued a few white pelicans. And so every once in a while, something comes in that's you just kind of look at it and shake your head and says, boy, did you get lost, you poor thing. So, yeah, and that makes it interesting.
Okay. Dark Jerry asks, what is the strangest behavior you've seen from a rescued critter?
Strangest behavior from a rescued critter. From a rescued critter, it's really pretty consistent. as far as their behaviors. They're wild animals, and because they're wild animals, they have a great fear of humans, and so there's not much in the way of, it's just mostly terrified. Please don't eat me, kind of a thing. They're under a great deal of stress, and so you don't really see a lot of personality come from them. Now, the animals that I work with, my wildlife ambassadors, absolutely, you get to see their personality. My golden eagle scout, one of his favorite things in the world to do is when I'm out doing our wildlife educational programs with him. He really likes to steal my glasses. He likes to steal them and throw them out to the audience. He likes to chew buttons off my shirt. If I have a glasses case in my pocket, he'll pull up the glasses case and throw it out to the audience. He likes to tease me. And anytime he does this, he has this, I'm probably the only person that knows what an eagle looks like when he smiles. But you can see this great smile on his face of joy that he's teasing me and making it hard for me to do the show. So those kinds of things. They're so intelligent. Helen, like I said, she's just very sweet and very quiet. Belle, on the other hand, Belle talks. She loves to talk to me. She, when I walk up to her, she just wags her tail just to say hi, and you can see the friendship and the relationship with these animals. But again, that is not the reason the animals come back to me. They come back to me because I make their life easier. But after working with them for a while, you can actually see a bond develop. Just like Cody, just like Dum Dum, you have a big bond with Cody, and these animals, not in the same way, but you can develop a bond with them.
So we can end with a question about Scout. Dana asks, has Scout been enjoying his silver plaque? I love that you got it for him.
Yes. Well, to be honest with you, I don't think he really understands the significance of it. I know he's looked at it. I did, I put magnets on it so it'll stick to the metal wall of his chamber. So I just kind of stick it up, and I did find it where he played with it, and you could see that he had actually taken the plaque down, and he kind of pecked at it and pushed it across the room. So he played with it a little bit, but like I said, he would much rather that silver plaque be a rabbit. That would be a lot more fun for him.
Maybe we can talk to YouTube about that.
There you go. See if we can have a 2,000 subscriber dead jackrabbit award.
That would be for Belle too, though. But all right.
Yeah, well, Belle would like a dead jackrabbit award, sure.
So any ending notes here, since we're just about at our hour mark?
Really, nothing more than we are so grateful on this Thanksgiving Day for each and every one of you. You guys mean the world to us. Please be safe. And be healthy.
Talk to your kids and friends on the phone.
Live chats, those kinds of things. It's been very, very hard for Susan and I because, we're not supposed to hug our grandchildren. And I understand and we respect that. We've got to beat this pandemic, and there's just sacrifices we have to make. But hopefully in the next few months we'll have the majority of that behind us, and I'm looking forward to the day especially my granddaughter Helen will come over to the house, run it, because Helen doesn't have an indoor voice. She's the most bubbly, boisterous teenager you ever saw. And when Helen can run into the house and come in, jump into my arms, and literally knock me over, I'm looking forward to that day when that happens. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We love you to death.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Again, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.